One interesting thing is the number of people that are renting homes in the UK now. I think it's something like 9 million, which is a big number. And I suppose when you get into that, people are starting to buy container plants much more frequently rather than plants that they're going to plant out and, hopefully enjoy it in 10 years' time. They want something to look good now and something that's mobile as well.
Cottage garden plants have been very, very popular. So they're looking at delphiniums and lupins and sedums and aquilegias, things that they can remember that mother used to grow and granny used to grow. So they're trying to create that sort of atmosphere within their own gardens. From a retail point of view, volume sales are a must. So with the retail price fixed, one price across the whole range, garden centres can quite happily do four plants for £10, and we're finding multi-buys are very much the answer to the demands of the industry.
Anything which has got that real wow factor and impulse. It's always been the case, but I think even more so nowadays. So, for example, something like this lovely hydrangea from Chelsea, the unique colouring in it, the boldness, the combination of the dark foliage, but we also got to package it, we've got to label it well, we've got to show the selling points. Maybe show the Chelsea medal on there to convince the public that that's the plant to go for. And impulse sales, I think, nowadays are becoming more and more important. We know that, for example, in houseplants, we've got some houseplant areas now. Ivaro has proven that those are the highest turnover areas in the garden centre. That's quite a big reverse in trends from a few years ago when houseplants were going back down again. Now they've come up nicely, and it's down to impact, impulse, good displays, good quality plants, range. There's a lot of factors going into it, not least of all enthusiasm from the guys on the shop floor there.
Because of the success of restaurants and the food offer, the gift area, Christmas and all of those other areas within the garden centre, which is great news, plants have become a little bit sort of marginalised. And if we are going to maintain our position in the industry, we really do need to make a difference, I think, and not just put Danish trolleys outside the front of the garden centre. Let's be giving people ideas, let's be giving them inspiration, let's be getting them out into their garden and giving them very easy ideas that they can replicate and enjoy their garden now.
Certainly on the retail side, we know that there's obviously a number of garden centre chains out there that are looking to acquire more businesses. So I think that's inevitable. Not necessarily a bad thing. I think it's just a changing situation, and I think you'll see more retailers, for instance, taking up EPOS, working with data. There's more data around these days just generally than ever there has been before, not only in terms of the consumer, but also in terms of business data, using business data to drive sales and drive profitability within a business.
Certainly over the last year, people have been buying old traditional heritage range, and over the last 12 months we've been educating people that there are better varieties out there. So I'm hoping over the next few years that people are going to jump on board the newer varieties that are more disease resistant and actually give a better crop.
They're always going to be our lifeblood, we know that, but how do we look at it? We've got to look at it as a customer walking in, they want to cheer themselves up. Our displays have got to be inspirational, they've got to create a message, we've got to give a feeling of well-being. I think plants do that better than anything else. Bags of fertiliser, bags of compost, boxes of fertiliser, well, they're necessities. Plants, they're the things we love, they're the things that make us feel good. If we remember that and build a display around that, I think probably it's as simple as that.
We introduced the Green Heart last year, bringing plants back into the Glee show. We're going to take it a little step further this year and have a look at how we could improve the merchandising. And what we want to do is to take garden centre buyers, plant buyers, on a journey through the next 12 months in their plant area and give them some kind of ideas of different promotions that we could be running at different times of the year. What we're doing here is just really trying to give a little bit of a taster of the things that we'll be doing in Green Heart. So, for example, the HTA Plant of the Month. That's a very, very important aspect with plenty of publicity and promotional work going along with it. Just behind me you can see a little promotion called Three Sisters, which is a fantastic way of growing 3 crops in one small area, and they're all sort of beneficial to each other and make a good meal at the end of it. And the third one is Thrillers, Spillers and Fillers for planting containers and hanging baskets. And so we're giving people simple, straightforward ideas that's going to give them good value and great satisfaction with their plants.
The campaign, I think, has been a tremendous success insofar as we've done what we wanted to achieve in the first year. We've taken the Love the Plot You've Got gardens all around the country to all 4 corners and in all sorts of weather. And we got some great feedback as a result of those displays. Opportunities to interact with consumers, with school kids, with older generations. It's been quite surprising that it's had a very wide appeal, wider than the initial target audience, which is all for the good. So what we need to do now, I think, is build on that. It is an industry campaign. It's not just an HTA campaign. It's not just the Garden Industry Marketing Board's campaign. It's there for the industry to get behind and really make the most of it. And that's what we will be trying to achieve at CLE this year.